welcome back to Cousin Channel. So we have a lot of books to talk about today because I read so much last month. So we can just go ahead and get started. So I read 8 books this month. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, I read 8 books this month, which is to me personally like a lot that I've read in a while. But that's literally okay. So the first book I read is Secret Romantic's Book of Magic, and it's by various authors: Megan Bennon, Melissa Marr, Paul Kane, Mary O'Regan, Catherine Arden, Hannah Nicole Mayer, Kelly Armstrong, A.G. Slatter, A.C. Wise, Kelly Andrew, Olivia Blake, Tasha Surrey, and Camilla Cole. I also think 2 of them are like the editors. Mary O'Regan and Paul Kane are the editors of the book. But I gave that a 3.5, and that is a collection of romantic-y little short stories, and I wrote notes on it because I'm looking for them right now, which is why I'm looking down here, not at you. I wanted to kind of, because with anthologies, you kind of are going in blind. You have the general consensus of it being about like romanticy and just about like magic and romance and all that other stuff and fantasy and stuff like that. But you don't really know what each story is because, you know, they're short stories. So there's not really much to, I guess, talk about, and it'll be like the longest book description if you go in and talk about each book or each like short story. So what I'm going to do, which is why this video will be like kind of long, because I'm going to be talking about each story that's in here. There's 12 stories in total, and I'm just going to talk about them. Let me scoot over a bit so you can see the book right here. So like I said, I'm going to talk about each book individually and what I rated it, and it'll just average out to, or the way I did it, I added all up, subtracted by how many books I read, or how many books there were, anthologies there were, and that was my overall rating. Like I said, 3.5. So the first story is called The Fall Guy by Olivia Blake. And I was kind of intrigued to read a story from this author because so many people I follow, or I don't want to say like so many, but I've heard Olivia Blake enough from the people I'm subscribed to make me like interested or intrigued. And I gave this story 3 stars. And I will say this probably time and time and again, kind of like a little disclaimer, but it's hard for me to rate short stories anything bigger than a 4 unless there's something about it that I really liked, right? But you only get so much characterization, you only get so much lore, you only get so much world building, and it's kind of like hard to, I guess, rate a book or like a little short story with such limited information. So this is literally just basing off of vibes, right? Which is basically what ratings like really are, or a little bit of like ratings, and then, you know, like your other thoughts and opinions on it, or not ratings, but the vibes and then thoughts and opinions on it. So like I said, the first story is The Fall Guy by Olivia Blake. I gave that one 3 stars. I mentioned that I wasn't a big fan of the writing, which made the story seem out of place. I didn't really fully understand what was going on and what the story was trying to like convey. I was just confused, right? That could literally just be like me thing. You could read it and be like, oh, I know exactly what's going on. But to me, it was kind of hard for me to kind of like envision or picture the setting, the time period. It was just hard for me to do that. Or I like just found trouble with that. and that kind of like just took me out. Like I wasn't sure. I almost skipped it because I was like, I don't really know what's going on, and I'm trying to. It's like giving me clues, and I was trying to figure out, okay, is this person? And I don't know. It was just kind of taking me out. But what I did enjoy about it was little slivers of yearning from the two characters, because we follow Mare and Lalari. And it seemed like what I got from the plot was that it was maybe like a kidnapping turn heist turn betrayal. Like a lot was happening, but I didn't know what was happening. The trope was like maybe childhood friends to lovers. I'm not sure either. But it's someone they knew each other when they were kids, but they grew apart into like different like like status like statistical directions, if that's a word. And then after that they reunited later on in life to when we come into the story, right? But that's all I got from it. I can't really I don't like I don't know. So that was the Fall Guy. I'm gonna try to speed through this as fast as I can because I have a lot of books to get through and it's a lot. So this might be like a longer video. The second story is called The Dubious Ladies of Mirador by Melissa Marr. I gave that 3.25. It seemed kind of insta lust for me, like fated mates, and we already know how I feel about the fated mates trope and the insta love and insta lust type vibe. I'm not the biggest fan of, but we follow Mirador, aka Chrissy, and it seems like she was the vampire, and then we also follow Alwyn, and it seems like she was like a vampire huntress, if you will. I enjoyed Mirador. She was silly, goofy, down bad, because of course she was like, "You're my mate," and all this other stuff. It was cute, I guess, some dark, cozy vibes and stuff. Unserious, but it wasn't in like an icky way. It was more of like a funny way. Until December by Kelly Andrew. I gave that 4 stars. Right off the bat, it's giving school rivals to lovers. So kind of like that subplot of like enemies to lovers, but like school rivals to lovers. And it was like the lore was kind of like a time loop, time skip, but they called it drifts, like to where like you kind of drift in time in a sense of like you can like go back in time, but even though that's kind of like you like come back, like go back in time, or like you're at the library one moment and then in the next moment you could like be like at home, so kind of like teleportation, but it's in a sense of like timing, if that makes sense. Either way, I like the lore behind it. I enjoyed like the characters. They were like super fun. We followed Georgina and Orson. Orson gave like the vibe of like a person that you, one of those characters like you hate to like because you just see their good qualities but you don't want to like them type vibe. So this seems, I could envision this being like a little movie on like Hulu or like Netflix or like just some streaming platform, a little short little movie. It was enjoyable. I really enjoyed it, which is why I gave it 4 stars. Got a lot of lore in such a short amount of time, which I appreciate, and I feel like it's kind of just hard to do overall with short stories because you only have so many words and so many pages and all this other stuff. But it was still pretty fun, interesting how Kelly Andrew did that with her stories. So I enjoyed it. Felt like we got a condensed version of a 200 plus page story. Like it was really good. The King's Witch by Tasha Suri. I gave that 2. Oh, I'm kidding. 3.25 stars. Arranged marriage, but it was told in a past and present timeline up until it got to like the current day in that story. And we follow the characters Silver and Lark. and I enjoyed the devotion portrayed in the story. Next is Designated Virgin Sacrifice by Kelly Armstrong. I gave that 4 stars. Silly, goofy. It gave like a, I guess, outside the box storytelling or way of, or like a different viewpoint of the virgin sacrifice that you see in like these like fantasy prophet type scenes in movies and stuff, where they have to not have been with anyone and they have to like be this and that. So it's kind of like a different outlook on that. And I don't know, I just really like, I don't want to like spoil it. That's how much I can like really give you. It's a different outlook or a different viewpoint of the virgin sacrifice, and just, it was really fun. I really enjoyed it. I was like guessing the whole time, and my jaw dropped at like the little twist. So that was really fun. It was really fun. The bottom line of that story is just like, who is the, like, who are the real monsters in fairy tales? Like, is it the one in the woods or is it the one in the castle? You know what I mean? It's kind of just giving like that vibe. It was really fun. I enjoyed it. Second Class Magic by Camilla Cole, 3.25 stars. I was excited that this were a black focused main characters, because with anthologies I'm always curious to see if there's ever going to be a story about characters who look like me, or just hear from like a different like viewpoint, a different ethnicity and stuff. So it was fun to like finally read something like that. It was like a witchy romance rivalry between two characters, Margot and Jesse. It was like a friends, two rivals, maybe enemies, you know, within like the academic study route, and then like lovers trope. It was cute. The next one, Bamboo Ink Paper Clay by Eliza Chan. I gave that 3.75 stars. Another diverse read. Maybe, I know it's, I don't say like I know, but it gave off Asian, say, viewpoint, or like an Asian like read, maybe like Chinese, but I don't want to like misclassify it, but it was like definitely Asian. And we follow Wei Fang and Meiyu. Wei Fang is made out of clay and Meiyu is made out of paper, so it gave that whole like folktale, like Asian folktale vibe. And we're following two timelines to where, but like before she met Wei Fang, before Meiyu met Wei Fang, and then like the current, and like just leading up to that as well. It was like a slow burn mythical Chinese like folktale story. It was really good. I enjoyed it. Even call it like a second chance like vibe. It was nice. And it was nice, and like the world behind it. It was pretty fun to read. Slay the Princess, Save the Dragon by AC Wise. 3 stars. I said it was okay. We follow Eve or Ev and her thoughts on the princess of town, Carissa, and her dragon. Title makes it seem like it's going a different route to me, but it was more of like a chiller, like a relaxing, cozier approach, which I'm not mad at. It's just it was okay. Like I didn't really, I guess, like enjoy it that much, but it was still interesting to read. I mean, don't skip it, right? St. Martin's Book of Mild Melancholy by A.G. Slater. I gave that 3 stars. It had a slow start, but as I kept reading, I figured that was a way to set up the story. Maybe like at this point of me reading, it seemed like it was the darkest story so far. It was intriguing, it held my attention, but I can't really tell you the plot because apparently I didn't know what was going on in like the plot. I didn't know how to explain it, and it's not explained here, so I can't even tell you what else it was about. Good Deeds and Their Magical Punishments by Hannah Nicole Mayer. I gave that 3.5 stars. It read like a magical rom-com, which was super fun. We follow Elizabeth, aka Betty, because it's Bette. So, and I don't think you would just say Bet So Betty, and she gets whisked away from her chaotic New York life into like a even more chaotic realm of magic to prove Fenmore, which is on the other side, I guess like a fae or something like that, that mortal kindness still exists. So it was really cute, close proximity, and I don't know, I like the characters. They were fun. I enjoyed it. Like I said, it was gonna it read like a rom-com, like a magical rom-com. And I made a comment saying I'm gonna start calling my bra half corset. And that was just like a little cute thing. It was so fun. It was so fun. The Larkspur by Megan Bannett, 3.25 stars. The author states that this story takes place in the same world as her other novels, The Undertaking of Heart and Mercy. So if you've read those books of that series, then you would kind of be familiar with like all like the lore and stuff in it. So he follows Sterling and his life, believing that he won't make it past the age of 26, but he finds out that is not the case, and not wanting to keep his wife Burnett, I guess like bound to him because he just loves her so much. He's thinking of he's gonna like he wrote a letter to offer like divorce because like he seems like we probably married for convenience, or in a sense you conveniencing me and stuff like that. And I don't know, either way, it was cute. I liked it. The lore was like fun to read, and I mentioned in my little note that I'm curious about her other stories to see like the lore behind these different like higher power like people. But he was, I said, I adored how artistly in love he was with his wife, because it was fun to see. It was so fun to see. The last story in that anthology is called Rosebud by Catherine Arden, and I give it 3.5 stars. It was more of a historical fantasy, and it seemed kind of darker like to end on. So my note says there's magic in this ballroom of a house that a family bought, because we follow Alice and Sue. They're sisters like in the story. Alice is the oldest. Every night these sisters go into the ballroom and dance and just forget about like because it's a historical fantasy, so it's kind of like a war is happening during like the time period. So they kind of take a break from all like their real life woes and go dance and have fun in this ballroom. And at first it seemed like, a little fun thing, but it happened every night. And with them going dancing every night, they're not noticing the pain that it's inflicting on them, but everyone around them notices. But yeah, it was really kind of like creepy, like a creepy, cozy, magical type story, and it was a crazy way to end the whole anthology. I did enjoy like a lot, like overall I like enjoyed it. It's kind of hard, not hard, but just challenging for anthologies because you never know, you may like not like something and then you just won't know until you read it, right? So there's that. The next book I read is Love Spells Trouble by Nia Davenport, and I gave that 4 stars. I don't have notes on this, but I did enjoy it. It's, I think, a YA story because we follow like 2 high schoolers. I think they're seniors or not in college, but they're seniors in high school, or they're juniors. I can't remember which, but there's like college talk and whatnot. We follow Kaden, and she is the daughter of like a witch and a human, and they live in this society where the witches, they grounded up in history to where they have like a higher, I guess, status or hierarchy in like the world, and they're seen as we're greater than human type vibe. So they're living like the whole, like the witches are rich and the humans are poor type vibe. And Kaden is a daughter of a witch mom and a human father, but her father's bakery is getting slow in business. She wants to try to figure out how to help, In comes in, what's his name? Kai. And he is basically like the prince of witches in like the area. And but she didn't know because he isn't in like the limelight like that. So they go on a date, and that did so much for her father's business. And so they decide to fake date to help each other, help Caden's father's business bloom, or yeah, bloom, boom, same, and help Kai get out of the light of him, I guess, officially being over his ex times 5. So it was really good. I enjoyed it. It was like it was lighthearted and cozy, and it fit the theme. The next book I read, it's right here, is Love and Other Words by Christina Lauren, and I gave this 5 stars. Let me tell you why. So I didn't think I was going to, or I didn't know what I was going to rate this, truly. I was excited to figure that out, as you do with like books and reading and stuff like that. And I love all like the words in here. I know like these are like all the words that they shared with each other, and I enjoyed it because all of these words have like meaning, like not just like in general, but like in the story, and I really love that. We follow Macy and Elliot, and it's told between a then timeline and a now timeline up into it gets to just like the current timeline and like the story. So it's like a past and present dual, like a dual past and present type vibe. But we're only following Macy's POV because she's the one telling the story, and it's so, to me, I think it's so beautiful. And this is the first book to make me cry actual tears, like to the point where I had to get out of bed, go to my mom, and hug her. um, and like, and I don't think what I'm about to explain why that is a spoiler, but I hopefully Editor Angel can put like a timestamp somewhere on the bottom of the screen to share like or not share, but like to jump ahead. But I don't think it's a spoiler, but in case you don't want to like hear why, because it's like a scene that's told in the story, but I don't think it's pertinent to the two main characters, Macy and Elliot. I don't think it's pertinent to that, personally. Now, you can argue that it is if you've read it, but I don't think it is. But so early on in the story, you know that Macy lost her father, and so I knew that. Like that's like okay, like we were here on that note. And it gets to the point where she shares what happened and how she felt and all the other stuff, and then the aftermath of how everything she still hasn't like cleaned out a closet of his, and it's been years at this point. I think 11 maybe, but she still hasn't cleaned out his closet, and everything still smells like him, and how being in his space seems like he'll just call upstairs asking what she wants for dinner. He'll come around the corner and comfort her and ask her if she's okay, and it just seems real like he's still there. She's like crying, but like that scene ends, and I'm like in like a chapter or two like after that, and not a chapter, but like a scene or two after that, and like I don't know, like I started thinking about like my father and what he's left behind. Of course, nothing that I have smells like him anymore, but which is a sad sentence in itself, and I don't want to like think about it right now. But I was like just thinking back of like, hey, what are the things that I have from my dad that he like left me? He gave me like a Pittsburgh hat that it's like really pink, like a soft pink, and he loves the Steelers, the football team. And I have like a teddy bear in my closet that is like a cheerleader for like the team, and it's super cute. And I just started crying. And so I had to go to my mom and hug her. She's like, "What's wrong?" And I was bubbling. Like I couldn't get it out. Um, but I eventually told her what was going on. She like, hugged me tighter and stuff. Um, was like comforting me and whatnot. But like, it's the first book to ever make me cry. And I'm like, I at that point, like this is a 5 star. Like I don't care. Like this is 5 stars. There's no other there's no way for me to rate it any lower than that. But it just spoke to me in that time. And yeah, like it was really good. Um so not saying you'll cry, right? But this it made me cry. It made me emotional. Yeah, I love in other words, Christina Lauren. This is beautiful, and I also learned new words. So all these words in here and just other things that were said. Um, it was I learned new words, and it was like really good. And I loved the yearning between both characters in here. I'm a yearner. I love when characters yearn for each other. Like I love that. But this is really good. The next book I read is Safety Net by Deanna Gray, and I also gave this 5 stars. This is the third book in her Mendel Hawkes college hockey series. I would say you could like start with this one and work your way backwards, but I just feel like you'll have more of a closer connection with these characters if you start from Sun Disposition, which is my favorite book. So start there. I always find a way to talk about it. But this is the third book, and we follow Celeste and Lincoln. And it's super cute. It's super cozy. There's no arching like plot like it was in Sin Disposition and Team Players, because I was kind of following a certain like plot and stuff like that between like the hockey team. But it's still fun. It's still fun. And it's like a summery, like cutesy romance. I really enjoyed it. Isn't really much for me to like say about it. But all of her books are available on Kindle Unlimited if you if you have a Kindle and you want to read it that way, or if you just have the app and you want to read it that way. But yeah, I also recommend this book. 5 stars. Super cute, super cozy. I love them. They're super sweet. We have, I think, ADHD rep and social anxiety, and I think demisexual rep. But it's really cute. It's really cute. Like I can't recommend this series enough. It's really cute. After that, I read Fortune and Misfortune by Mia Ansha, and I gave that 4.5 stars. This is another college romance, like rivals to lovers. This is also lighthearted, a nice summer read as well. It's funny. You can say sports because our main character, Mallory, she is on the girls' soccer team, and our main guy character is Kenneth, and he's part of like the swim team of like their college. But it's also cute. It's lighthearted. I like their banter. Their banter was like super fun. There wasn't, I think, between Safety Net and this one, there isn't like it's not a spoiler, but there isn't a third act breakup for for unnecessary reasons, right? They don't there's no miscommunication. They ask questions and like talk about it. But it was really good, right? Second book, if it's not out now, it's coming out soon, called Even Odds, and that follows Mallory's best friend. Well, both the guy and the girl, or the guy and both the guy and the woman in that story are Mallory's, best friends. I think his name is Cade. Don't quote me though. So we follow like the next group, and it seems it's gonna be like a quartet. Where you're following the group of girls from like the soccer team, which I think is super fun because usually with sports romances, you're following all the guys' team, like the whole team, and they're like so like such long books and stuff. But in this version, you're following like the girls and like their sports and then all that other stuff. So I think that's like a cute little just different take, and you're following a group of young women instead of a group of like young men type vibe. After that, I read Innocent Intent by Casey Mills, and I gave this 3 stars. It's advertised as a thriller, but it read more like a mystery, which I was, I guess, like upset about. Because if you're gonna be a thriller, give me thrills. Give me, I don't want to say give me chills, but give me thrills. I I want things to keep happening. I want to be on the edge of my seat. And this one wasn't that. The romance in here also to me didn't feel rewarding. I buddy read this with my sis and she liked it. I don't know what she rated it. Maybe like a 4 star or something like that, or something in like the three, one of them categories. But I guess like a solid 3. I was only here for the plot. The romance between the 2 characters I didn't like. The plot was interesting because we follow I think her name is Cassidy, and you know right off the bat that her husband has been murdered. But when they ID'd her husband, it came up he came up as a different name altogether, not the one she was married to. So she's like, who did I marry? Like, cause that's not his name. I married this man, not that man. But it's linked to like the same person who is dead on the floor, right? So the whole plot of that was like super interesting, and I'm like, oh man, like, do we have like a serial killer out here? Is like, what's going on? No. Like I said, this read like a mystery because you're following that one case of who killed her husband the entire time, and it's not like a series of repetitiveness of murders that would be a thriller. So that was kind of like upsetting, like kind of like to me, because it's like this had like potential to go elsewhere, but it just didn't. And like I said, the romance wasn't. I didn't feel it. My sis felt the romance between them and like the yearning, and I'm like, I didn't. I'm glad you did though, but I personally didn't. Not between them. And also, no, it's okay. That's another like little pet peeve I didn't like about it. Overall, I was intrigued enough to figure out who killed her husband, but it's just a mystery more so. It wasn't really like a thriller. I wasn't really on the edge of my seat. I was just on my seat. I was just sitting. That was it. After I read my most anticipated read, or like one of them, right? Every Spiral of Fate by Tahira Mafi. 5 stars. And I cannot say anything about this book because this is the 4th book in the series, and I cannot tell you nothing about it except for how much I love this, how much I can't wait. There's going to be 5 books. The 5th book's supposed to come out sometime next year, and I'm super excited for it. I can't wait. And I'm thinking it's going to be like, it'll be nice if it was like a pretty blue, like metallic looking, because the first one is like a golden yellow reddish like ombre. The second one, I'm looking up there because that's where they're like stacked on my bookshelf. The second one is like a rose gold pink. The third one is a pretty pastel purple, which is like my favorite shade of purple. This one's like a little tealish green, so it will be lovely. I'm a guess right here live. Not live, but I'm thinking it will be nice. It was like a pretty metallic blue, so it can kind of hit like all the colors of the rainbow a bit. But Every Spiral of Fate, I can read a quote. It's not a spoiler, but I love how this was worded, and I won't say any names. I'll just use like their respective pronouns. And like I said, this probably won't mean much to you, like out of context, but I just love it. Okay, so he was wretched as he watched her, as she looked gently into the distance, sunlight choosing to know her eyes, her nose, the elegant grace of her neck. Like, hello? I'm emotional. Like, that is such a beautiful way to say she was sun-kissed. Like, that's such a beautiful way. Like, every time I read a book from, like, the Woven Kingdom series, I'm like, this is how I will want my writing to be like. I want it to be lyrical. I want it to be beautiful. I want it to be worded in this space, in this vibe, and I just love it. And there's like another one, but I'll put a timestamp because I don't think it's skipping, or I don't think it's a spoiler to the plot. It's just how they feel. And I can't. Okay. So like I said, I'll put a timestamp on like the screen if you want to like jump ahead. I don't think it's a spoiler, but of like the plot. But I just love the yearning in here so much. Okay. I will say this once, Angel, for I feel you should be warned. No man alive has ever loved a woman the way that I love you, and I would rather die, cursed as I am, than disgrace us both with the pitiful, unrequited performance of my heart. I am getting emotional. I'm getting emotional. I'm gonna read it again because I don't think you guys heard me the first time if you're still here and skip ahead. Okay. I will say this once, Angel, for I feel you should be warned. No man alive has ever loved a woman the way that I love you, and I would rather die, cursed as I am, than disgrace us both with the pitiful, unrequited performance of my heart. If my future man does not love me the way this man yearns for, I don't want him. Like, this is literally why this character surpassed the book boyfriends. I'm not even gonna recap because I forgot. But he's at the top. I know Finn from Slender Position is second. Raul is third. I think Rome is fourth. And I think that's it. Like, I don't know who else. I don't know who else. Because I was looking at the books on my bookshelf to see like who else will be on the list. Oh, I think Mal from that story. I think so. Okay, but he just the top. And those are like the two quotes that I pulled. And if I was annotating book girly, I would be highlighting everything this man says and everything like the woman says, because she is also fiending for this man. Like, you don't understand. You just, I said my piece. 5 stars. The 5th book comes out next year, which I'm glad. I don't have to wait too long. But every Spiral of Fate and the Woven Kingdom series saga has me in a chokehold. Do not release me. I'm fine here. I am safe. I am taken care of. I am being fed. I am being nurtured. I have a roof over my head. I am being taken care of. Do not save me. I do not need to be saved. I'm fine. I'm fine. The last book that I read is Tusk Love by Thea Guanzon. I gave that 4 stars. It was a cute, kind of like a adventure, like a fall adventure fantasy. I say fall because they were going through like this road. I think they called it Amber Road, and it was giving real autumnal, like reddish orange leaves on the ground and very like orange and stuff. So this story, I think it's following two characters from the author's D&D campaign, which I think is super fun and cute and fantastical, and I just really like that. I like the word I don't want to say the wording, but that's what it is. The writing style there it is. I like the writing style. Also enjoyed how I think all of these. No, so this was told in third person, as well as every spiral of fate and selected anthologies in um, the Secret Romantics book of magic, but I write in third person, and so it was like just interesting to read, even though I just came from Every Spiral of Fate that was told in third person. Since they had their character names under the chapters, it was like dual POV, but it was told in third person, so it was still the narrator, or I guess the DM, the dungeon master, right? Is that what it's called? Correct me if like I'm wrong. It's like the DM was telling the story instead of like a narrator, so that was like super fun. It's like I said, it's a cozy like adventure, lighthearted romance. We can argue nothing really happens, but I think the long way of traveling is kind of like more like the plot. You gotta get from point A to point B, and the trials along the way, and a lot of the things that arose were solved. So I mean, it was fine. It was cozy. I enjoyed it, which inspired me to look up more of like her writing, and it was still deep lore, but you could argue it was probably just part of the author's campaign, and of course with like D&D and stuff like that. But either way, I enjoyed it. It was pretty fun. And those are all the books I read in October. Thank you so much for sitting with me for this vlog and just chatting about books. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got some new reads. Let me know what you read in October, what you're reading in the month of November, and what do you want to read before the year is out. So let me know in the comments down below. And while you're there, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more cozy videos like this, whether it's about books, games, little cozy diaries that I'm also still working on, which I say in every video, or almost every video at this point. That is it. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to watch me chat and rave and rant about books, and I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye.